This
Okay.
one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Very good. Okay, thank you for interrupting my intro. Hello, the internet and all who inhabit it. I'm Kumondo, and this is episode 4 of my Let's Play Through the Beginner's Guide. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. Unless I'm horribly mistaken, this is probably the last or second last episode. So, yeah, let's see what this next game is. We have a stage, a sign leading to a stage. Interesting. There seems to be a good bit of detail in the environment, which is very neat. Okay. So we have a couple of options. We can head out front, or I'm going to head around to the other side. We're going to see what's what. I like the atmosphere. Just this quiet place where stuff obviously does happen, but is very quiet now. Having been on a couple stages before, this is actually quite similar to... Ow! That was loud. Alright, the performance is beginning. Places, please! In this scene, you will be playing as me. We are at a gathering of professionals. Okay. First, you'll start out leaning against this wall. Oh, okay, instead of running in circles. Okay. Lean. Good, stay right there. Be not. The woman across the room, in this chair, is a professional photographer of animals. It is your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. So my options are, hello, sorry, I have to leave, or where is the bathroom? I'm gonna say, sorry, I have to leave. You're leaving? You can't leave! You're letting your animal brain make decisions. Be bigger than that, and have an actual conversation with her. Do it again. Okay. So my options are, I'm super scared right now, I like you, or here are all my hopes and dreams. So, option number 3, here are all my hopes and dreams. No, that is not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of this conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment. But I was confident. Maybe you need a better feel of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Interesting. Now talk to her again. Okay. Boink. Oh, they do bounce. Oh, that's kind of fun. So my options are, you must have worked really hard to get where you are. I bet you've learned to lean into the pain. Okay. Or what are some sacrifices you've had to make? Let's go with 1. You must have worked really hard to get where you are in that lovely office chair. You're messing it all up again. Cool. You'll figure out if the conversation gets that personal that quickly. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get an opportunity like this again. Everything was riding on this. I see. Must be very important. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. Oh, that's cool. That wasn't there before. There's a lamppost. That music is beautifully disconcerting. Alright, let's see what happens. It's a long hallway. Oh cool, I'm in a cage. Okay, yes, now this is working.
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
This is very eerie and I like it. Oh, fine.
But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Well, that was interesting. Mobius Trip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. Okay, I'm actually going to try this. We're going to see what happens. Click to begin the game. Okay. Alright, so I don't see anything. I hear fire, and I hear music. I'm going to press forward. I'm going to hope for the best. There's an alarm in the background. I don't know what's going on at all. It sounds very dramatic. I'm going to jump and move to the side a little bit while holding forward. I don't see anything. I'm not getting any audible feedback. I am running straight into a wall. Oh. I think that was just the music. Yeah, I'm almost certainly running straight into a wall.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Okay. The eyes are opening. 3, 2, 1. Ah! 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 Oh, oh. Oh. Okay. Blind, what's going on? Something enormous just appeared on the reindeer. Radar, not reindeer. Can't die like this. Not like that. Okay, so there's a door. I don't know why it's happened to me too. I'm gonna press 3. What's going on? Nice to see you, blind. Yes, that's Whisper. Oh, that's a beautiful connection. Please, someone talk to me. I'm not gonna read all the options because I'm going to be killed by a giant door. Because there's a lot of ones. Okay. Let's try. What's going on? We're going to crash. Please tell me how to solve this. Oh, there's an elevator. Yes. Okay, good. Lamppost. The only way to stop this. I'm bursting with creative energy. The only way to stop this is to say something honest, it said. Okay. Help, I'm blind. We're gonna go with option 1 there. This is a lamppost. The lamppost is... Okay, the only way to stop it is to speak something that is honest. Press 2. I can't keep making these. Oh. Yes, that's it. That's the truth. That's kind of sad.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
Huh. That's really sad. Alright, huh. I see your point. Narrator, whose name escapes me at the moment. Davey, I think? Yeah. We're gonna continue on, bravely. Options are, I don't feel it anymore, or I'm running out of ideas, or it's draining me. We'll go with 2, I'm running out of ideas. Keep going, keep talking, says the red text. I haven't been honest. I can't figure out how to say the thing. Or, I thought it was going to be easy. We'll go with 3. I thought it was going to be easy. You're doing it. It's working. Nothing much else is happening. Unless... Oh. You're the one who's saying that. Okay. You're doing it. It's working. The options are I'm alone, I'm stuck in it, or I have to work harder. I'm gonna go with I'm alone. Don't know if there's that much difference. We're going to be okay, says Truth Head. And then that's it. Huh.
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
This is getting kind of sad. Okay, we're at a white screen, and there's text, hello, where am I, or what is this? I'm going to go with 1, nice and simple. Hello? Oh. Oh, that's pleasant. Where did this... weird musical moment. Weird distortion. Okay. I want to read out loud, but the music is just saying distortion. Okay. Where did this island come from? How do I get out of here? Or hello, is anyone there? I'm going to go with, hello, is anyone there? The landscape is beautiful. Can I fall off the edge? No. I actually really like this. The music is very distorted. Is that a person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost, says the tree. I don't know. Sorry. I'm completely out of ideas. When I try to create, I feel empty. I have nothing left to give to my work. We'll go with 3. I have nothing left to give to my work. Oh, there's more landscape. It's a really twisty tree. This is actually a really cool environment. Oh no! What's happened? Did something change? So, there was a machine that kept me going, and it stopped? Or I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me to start it again. We'll go with number 2 there. Trying to find this engine that used to protect me and start it again. Knowing the context, despite the prettiness, I'm concerned. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far. It's in the ocean. Oh. The other bits went away. The options are, what? Or, you have to take me to it. Or, I need to see it to know why it stopped. We're gonna go with 3 there. I can take you to it. But there's a problem.
If the last game
Started by a
featured
difficult
Coda
puzzle.
talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
So apparently, the machine is guarded by a difficult puzzle. If you can help me solve the puzzle, we'll find the machine. Deal? And then I'll talk in a bit. Yeah, yeah, there's definitely a story going on here. So my options are deal, or it doesn't matter what I say, does it? We're going to end up there one way or another, right? And we're going to go with deal. Fat trees. Perfect. Come along, I'll show it to you. Interesting.
Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, And so
Here's the puzzle.
he
What do you
didn't
think?
have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Okay, so perfect. Come along, I'll show it to you. Here is the puzzle. What do you think? Hey, I recognize this. I've solved this puzzle before, or this is easy. We're gonna go with, hey, I recognize this because this is door puzzle. Return of the Curse of Door Puzzle. Right. Oh, wonderful. Can you tell me how to do it? Okay, so there's a couple of dialogue options. I'm just going to press the correct ones. So, first, you have to open the door. Okay, now what? Now you have to close the first door. Alright, what's next? Now, just press the switch here. Ha! That was so simple.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Yes. That was curiously emphatic. I think that's the word for narration. Oh. Okay, here we are. This is... There's disconcerting sobbing in the background. This is all the text that I said. Huh. It's a really neat concept, but also really sad. Alright, so there is no machine here. We're just gonna trust me, you'll see. Alright, you have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous and that you love it 100% of the time. So the options are okay, making games is simple. Sure, making games is easy. Or alright, making games is effortless. You're gonna go with, sure, making games is easy. Ah, that feels wonderful. So the options are, but it wasn't true, but why did the walls just crumble? Why did I feel so awful when I said that? Beautifully emotional right here. So we're gonna go with 2. Why did the walls just crumble? Don't worry about it, just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy. When I make games, I feel completely energized. I'm constantly excited and enthusiastic about my work, or it's easy, it never stops being easy. It's easy, it never stops being easy. Yes, that's wonderful, keep going.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering.
That is true. Yeah. Every time I make something, I feel better about myself. Just never stop creating and you'll never feel bad. It's such a simple solution. We'll go with 1. Every time I make something, I feel better about myself, and it's gonna do that.
This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
This is all a bunch of text from the other games. Wow, that is... Ugh. That shows everything is connected. None of this is helping. I'm going to vomit. Or please, where is the machine? We're gonna go with 1. None of this is helping. Patience, you have to trust me. I promise this will work. Please, continue. Pain breezes effortlessly off of me. Any sacrifices made for my work are worth it 100% of the time. It always pays off eventually. We're gonna go with number 2. Yes! More! Keep going!
This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
There is no shame, no fear, no guilt. I will be saved by my work. I believe this unquestioningly. I am a vessel for certainty. Whew. Number 3. Incredible. That's it. I'm free. I'm free. And then the text goes away. The broken walls. There's the lamppost. Oh, and that's the living room from before, isn't it? There's someone in there. And they are not free.
But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Wow. Okay, we're gonna keep pushing through the machine. Whew. Wow. All I can say is just wow, that is it's emotional. It's I don't know what more to say. We're gonna keep going though. This is a guard. Ma'am, I'm glad to see you arrived safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. The options are: I intend to be quick, I intend to be quiet, or I intend to be brutal. We're gonna go with 1. I intend to be quick. Very good. Just be warned that someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing you should know about the machine. It calls itself Coda. Okay. If nothing else, this promises to be interesting. Hello, the press. There's a lot of text, a lot of questions, and I'm not going to try reading them all because they're a lot and they're blinking away and whatnot. We're just going to skip past them. Here's the machine.
And of course, it's the machine.
It's a cool machine. It's an interesting machine. I find it interesting that it's not connected to anything. And there's pipes that come in one side and go out the other. It just feeds back in on itself no matter which way you look at it. Okay, so my text options are: you stopped. So we're gonna say you stopped. You stopped. You stopped feeding us. Your work was keeping us alive. Your work was keeping us healthy. Wow. Okay, 2. Your work was keeping us alive. Those people out there, can you imagine the pain you've put them through? It was only because of your creations that any of us could make it through every day? Or what could we possibly... How could we possibly go back to trusting you to do this job? Feels like Coda is beating himself up so much right now. We're gonna go with 2 again. It's only because of your creations that any of us can make it through every day. So here's what needs to happen. You need to go to the people who are out there and apologize to them. You have to admit to the people that you allowed them to suffer. Or I've been so alone. I'm gonna go with 3. I've been so alone. The option is apologize for leaving me. The options are no, nothing. Think carefully. I know how to hurt you. Or 3. I've seen the thing you fear. We're gonna go with 3. Gonna away. Okay. Alright then. I will apologize to the people on your behalf. That's the option. Okay, we got what looks like the press again in a different room. And they're quiet. Okay. My followers or my friends. We're gonna go with 2. My friends. It falls on me to deliver bad news, or I have a troubling revelation. It falls on me to deliver bad news. The machine will not apologize to us, or the machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. We're gonna go with the machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. But this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are, or we will find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. Wow. We're gonna go with 2. We will find a way to live without it. Let us pay it retribution. Let us show it that we are not failures. We're gonna go with 2. We will show it that we are not failures. Follow me. We will destroy the machine. Or follow me. We will destroy everything the machine has created. We're gonna go with 1. The door is open. And we're back on the stage. And I'm given a gun. Okay. There's a bunch of chairs. Can I go off the stage?
Remember, you can click to fire the gun.
I kind of assumed as much, but I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything else before I started shooting things, because I feel like shooting is still wrong. I don't want to rage against the machine. I want to help Coda. But okay, we're gonna continue. The options are Coda, I'll make sure your work dies here, or Coda, I'll make sure you are known forever. We're gonna go with 2. Coda, I'll make sure you are known forever. Isn't that what you're scared of? Exposed to the view of others,
So now the
every
work
day
is becoming
forever,
self-destructive.
seen in naked
And I'll tell
clarity.
you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head. and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking of this, I realized that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
Oh. And there's already cracks. Oh. Wow. This is interesting. I just want to keep seeing what happens. But I definitely hear you. It seems very self-destructive there. Oh.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know,
I'm enjoying
the point of
them
it
too.
all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
We're back at the machine. We're gonna have more dialogue, aren't we? We're slowly walking toward it. I'm not doing anything. Okay. Put down your weapon, says the machine. Oh. I can't move. I can't rotate the camera. I'm gonna click. Once. It's shaking a bit.
Can you see why I felt like this was the
Two.
right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy, so beautifully, beautifully happy.
There's a weird dichotomy between what you're saying and the action there.
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
Yeah, so we're going to have an extra long episode because I want to get it all done here. I think it's important to kind of experience them all together. The Tower, okay. His voices. I've got a feeling we're gonna go on the other side of here and we're gonna see.
And this is where I
a lot
have
of
trouble
people.
saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
Quiet ambience. As a structure, this is really cool looking. I definitely hear what he's saying about it being cold and bleak, empty. Oh, that looks
This room
cool.
actually has a maze in it. except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Part of me really wants to figure out a way through the maze, but yeah, in the interest of saving time, we'll have this bridge made entirely out of developer textures. So it's saying the maze being as it is, if you approach, then you get shut down. But there is a way, and it's really hard, and it's going to take time after time after try after try after try to get through.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable.
Technically
like
true.
the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever.
Oh,
You
really?
had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
I think I kind of explained what I think the idea is. I could definitely be wrong, but yeah, doesn't necessarily want to be approached. Oh, there's a code. 200 invisible Monopoly monies. It says I'm going to guess the code once. I'm going to get it wrong. You're going to tell me that there is a code. There's no way to find out, and you're just going to give it to me.
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
I called it. Yeah. Ah. There we go. And oh, here we are. I'm sad I missed the motion. There's so many distant doorways and stairs, which imply just an even greater, I guess, commitment of time to getting through all this.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
It's because you and Coda think very differently.
Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why.
I feel like you failed because this is scary. It shows you things about Coda that you don't like, and it may genuinely be unhealthy things, but because it's scary to you, you You
I
don't want to
remember.
fix it.
It's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time. And as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew. It wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them...
None of them finished the sentence. But yeah. There's a really bizarre symmetry between the narration and the games, which I know the narration was made to fit the game to an extent later, while still being
I had been
actual
trying
history.
to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
Yeah, 3 dots. Are there any 3 dots in your head? Yeah. And we got some color. I'm really liking the design of this place, but I can't entirely enjoy it knowing all the sadness going on.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left. And it felt somehow like I had failed.
That was an odd thing to say. Why did you need to make Coda's work your own? We've reached the top of the
Where did I
town.
screw up?
Or presumably the top. Dear Davy, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore. Wow. That is cold.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
Because it was an outlet just for himself. And then with Davy looking at them and then sharing them with other people. But then, what am I doing right now? I'm trespassing.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
I wonder at times whether you think I'm making these games for you. Wow. You've infected my personal space.
The people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, it was... I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
You've infected my personal space that it's possible I did... You've so infected my personal space that it's possible I did begin to plant solutions in my game, or in my work somewhere, hidden between games. If there was an answer, a meaning, would it make you any happier? Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes? Give them something that is not yours to give? Violating the one boundary that keeps me safe? What am I doing right here, right now? Oh! What? Why is this even out here to be played? Would you stop changing my games? Stop adding lampposts to them? What? Is it... Did he... But... But that...
And then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
So you're two broken people, and somehow you just broke each other more? When I'm around you, I feel physically ill. You desperately need something, and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just part of the process. There's truth in that. The fact that you think I'm frustrated or broken says more about you than about me. Oh. I realized that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine. You are not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks, and that you make peace with this thing you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
And when you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything. What am I doing in here? There's gonna be no switch. Yep.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please. I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just
walls are
tell me what
closing in
you
into
want.
blank space.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes
Davey,
you
are
complete.
you Coda?
I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Epilogue.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
There's a part of me that says that Coda is just like not actually a person, he's just the creative side of Davey. And somewhere during the process he left himself or something. But there was that bit of history, it was in real life. I don't even know. And I find myself wanting an answer. A conclusion. Because I know it can't keep going. Red door? Gonna open? Yep. There's a lump caught in my throat.
Solution.
Another impossible space.
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
I don't know what to say either. It's pretty. There's art and beauty in here.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
You yourself? Or you, Coda? There's sand filling up the room. Or dust. Darkness. A huge wide cave. Sorry if it's too dark to see in the corners or anything, or even if there's anything to see. I shouldn't apologize. This isn't my thing to apologize for.
if I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
Oh, it changed.
What now?
So where did the epilogue here come from?
I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
But there's so many parallels between what you're saying now and the meaning of some of the other games, or of what the perceived meaning is, or... There's little niches in the black rocks. There's one. There's one over there. So I'm gonna have a choice, probably. Do I go through the door, or do I wait and see if it lifts me up to the top? I'll go through the door, but... I don't know what to say myself. Am I supposed to try and figure out what all this means? Is there a meaning? Am I wrong in finding a meaning? Back at the train station. Okay, we're in a hallway. There's a light up ahead. It better not be a lamppost. I'm gonna cough. That was weirdly coincidental with the thunder there. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh, is that the whisper machine? Oh. Oh boy. Well, there's nothing for it. And what do we see? Black. And a maze that goes on virtually forever. Wow. beautiful. Still is. Still will be. In its own way. I like how you can see the bottom of the universe from here. I don't know.
Turn back.
For R.
Turn back from this cave. You said, let me prove that I'm brave. Let me keep going. But the cave goes for miles and miles and miles. And you're so tired, but I know that you're strong.
There's so many people.
So turn back. Turn back.
And that's it. Well, that was the beginner's guide. Thank you for watching. I think. I don't know what else to say. Hopefully you got something out of this. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully I'm not offending Coda just that little bit much more by saying that. I don't know. So long, farewell, safe travels, see you soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, maybe. Have fun storming the castle. Don't take any wooden nickels as legal currency, but take them anyways, because seriously, wooden nickels. Au revoir, etc. And good night.